Welcome back to another Vahrenberg Implement product informational series video. And Massey Ferguson offers tethers from 2 basket up to 10. And today we're here with the Massey Ferguson TD776TRC. This is a 6-rotor tether that covers 25.3 foot of working area. Step back here and you can see the full width. That's 7.7 meters of coverage. Basically, the 776 stands for 7.7 meters of coverage, 6 rotors. So that makes the nomenclature easy to understand when you're looking at tethers from Massey Ferguson. This has a transport width of 9 foot 10 inches, and we're going to fold this thing up here in a little bit to show you all the stuff. The length is 14.8 foot, 14 foot 8 inches, and the height will be 9 foot 6 inches. This requires a minimum of 41 PTO horsepower. Like this 2605H from Massey Ferguson comes in at about 45 PTO horsepower. Would make a great addition to ted your hay with the TR776. One of the things, this has the transport cart. When you're going down the wheel, you've got these big tires here that are going to carry the load. You're not relying on the little small airplane tires like a lot of tethers. So you get a higher speed tire with the higher speed tractors, allow you to transport this thing much easier. All it requires a one single acting remote valve, gravity fall, hydraulic raise, and we're going to fire it up and show you how to raise this thing. But we're going to go over some of the features of this rake or this tether before we get started. Massey Ferguson, this is a German built rake from 100% AGCO German factory. We use the Super C tines. They're 9.6 millimeter diameter. They have the tine savers built onto them. They were equal length, but because of the shape of the angle of the arm, if you look in the front, you've actually going to have a very equal distribution of load there based on the tine. They don't have to cut, so the same tine works on the left side and the right side bar. One tine covers this whole machine. You don't have to buy different tines. It also has 3 positions for your angle. 18-degree fluff, what we call it, is right here. You've also got 15-degree and a 21-degree for heavy crop. You can adjust these bolts while it's up in the air and adjust the angle of the wheel to how high the material flies up behind the machine. Heavier materials, you want to let it come up higher before it comes down. Lighter materials left. Start it out at 18 degrees and work from there. These are a fully encased rotor. They are grease filled, so there is no oil out here on these 2 units, and the inside units here too. So there's a hex drive shaft that drives through here with self-centering U-joints. The enclosed ring gear and pinion, as you'll see in these pictures that we put up here, provide for a long life of this 100% AGCO built cutter. The only thing that is oil filled is this center gearbox right here. This is your has 80-90 gear oil in it, and it does have an overrunning clutch, so when you stop the machine you'll hear the clicking sound, and that's normal because it allows the machine to coast to a stop. This is all the hydraulic system to raise the machine. Does it with one single level. One feature is when you're doing an edge, like the edge of your field, if you got trees here, you don't want to throw this material out. Massey Ferguson in this rake has it built in. You'll see this bar right here. It's going to come in here, right in the center, and it's connected there. You can choose center, right edge, or left edge by the 3 holes there. You just adjust that pin and it'll keep from throwing the material out to the left, too far out of your field boundaries. So you do your first pass, you set up which way you're going to go around with that, put it in center, and then you're good to go to ted all your crop. Tedding the hay helps reduce the dry down time. Building quality hay, the sooner that you can get that hay dried down to below 50%, the more sugars, nutrients, and that stuff you're going to trap in your hay. And that's part of the new thing with tedding. Tedding used to only be for wet hay. Now it's to build higher quality hay, and a lot of guys are tedding everything they got. 6-basket tedder, especially today with the rising fuel prices. You can look down there, I can see gas $4.09 right now, so you know what diesel's doing. Bigger tedder on the same roughly horsepower tractors gonna get you over more field quicker. You may even want to think about one of the 8 or 10 basket tedders from Massey Ferguson. Get over the field, get your hay fluff, get it up sooner so you got higher feed value and reduce your cost of your hay. We're gonna jump on here, we're gonna raise it up. We're actually gonna fire it up first and show you this tedder actually working, and then we'll jump on here, fold her up to show you how this trailed implement cart works. It is so super slick, makes it super easy to get to the fields and save you fuel. Higher road speeds, going to save you fuel getting there. It's about efficiency and getting the most out of your hay, so you can get the least dollars invested in your hay crop, so you can make more money on your farm today. You can hear that overrunning clutch. We're going to jump up here and show you how it worked, but the PTO kicked off because we left the seat. But you can hear that overrunning clutch, letting this thing come down to a coast so you don't damage your drive line and your gearing, and helps you keep your machine for a lot longer and take care of it. We're going to get ready to fire it up. We're going to engage the PTO here. From a slow RPM, and you'll see the units running. What you want to do is run about 450 engine RPMs. Will normally take care of all your tedding needs. Be traditionally about your tedding speed that you're going to need to go. One thing on this 2608, if you look, 540 PTO speed is way down here about 1700, so there's about your 450 RPM range. You could actually come down. Basically your tedding needs are going to be based on what your needs of your the amount of material you're trying to move. You don't want to beat it, but you just want a nice, smooth, even rotation. When you shut your PTO off, we're going to pull our RPMs down, and we're going to shut our PTO off, and you'll hear in that center there is our overrunning clutch that allows it to come to a stop. With the single hydraulic lever here, all we got to do is pull up, and we're going to fold our ends. When it comes over center, it's automatically going to come back into the transport cart position, and it's locked. One thing about it, that with the transport wheels being in the back, you put more tongue pressure, and that's going to give you a better ride down the road. Forward, Once you pull the rope and you get those 2 locking pins out, it'll go on down. Whoop. It's going to go down. It's all gravity fall. You notice the wheels come up, the arms start going down, and you're in the TED position. Now, how simple is that? Field from road to field in just a matter of seconds. We don't have a big hump, but you can see how it flexes. It's recommended to run this in float position if you have float position on your hydraulics to allow it to go over the hills. You can see we've got a little contour right here. Now, wasn't that slick? That's one of the slickest tethers for road transport. You got the big wheels on the back, allow you to put your tongue weight on the thing so it's not squirrely. You're not having to rely on these little airplane tires to carry the load. The Massey Ferguson series tethers, the TRC versions with the trailed cart, and this model here is the TD776. It gets you a 6 rotor tether, over 25 foot of coverage, and a simple, easy machine to save you time to get those big jobs tedded up so you can grade the highest quality hay. Come check it out at Vahrenberg Implement. We're located right here on Missouri 13 Highway and Business 13 in Higginsville, Missouri. We're just 15 miles from the Missouri River to the north and just 4 short miles from Interstate 70. Come up here to the first stoplight and we're right here. And you can come see the Massey Ferguson series tethers. And while you're at it, let us just make a package deal and put together a tractor package with this tether. Save you more money, get to the field, get more hay, get it up in a faster time so you can have happy cows instead of hungry cows. Thank you for tuning in to another Vahrenberg Implement informational series video, and I hope you learned a little bit about our TD776TRC tether from Massey Ferguson.